Okay, so folding keyholder tutorial. We're going to go new file, pick our AutoCAD ISO.dwt template, and the first thing we do when it comes up is we go save as. We can save it in documents, and I will call it keyholder. Okay, so we want to get the key holder's about 100 millimeters long, so we want to do the first thing, which is zoom, enter 0,0 to, let's say, 200, 200 to get us in a good place on the drawing. And then if you do one zoom in and out, now we can see, if I look at the coordinates down here, that as I move along here, the X coordinate is the horizontal one, the 100's about here, and 100's about there. So you can zoom in. If you haven't got these coordinates up, you click on here, you click the coordinates on till they're ticked, and then click back in the main space. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is draw a rectangle. We should be getting quite good at drawing rectangles now. Click on the rectangle tool. Type in the first corner, which is going to be 30, 30. And then we can start off with our 30, 30, and the next one, if we click in here, is going to be 100, 55. So that will give us a rectangle 70 in the horizontal direction and 25 high, just like this. Okay, now we want to add a circle on here, a curve on here. Now there's lots of different ways of doing that. You can use the arc tool, but I'm going to show you a way that uses selection of the midpoint. Now right now, I click on the circle tool, it'll actually select that midpoint. Okay, you see how the green triangle comes up, and if I go down to here on the corner, the green square comes up. Now this is all snapping. Now it's very important to learn about snapping. Okay, this is how we get AutoCAD to draw things exactly where we want. We drew the rectangle by typing in the exact coordinates. Now we want to use the rectangle to draw things on it exactly in the right place. Like this will snap exactly to the corner. This will snap exactly to the midpoint. Now, the way you choose those things is you go down to here and you click on this down arrow and you go snap settings. Now there's lots of snap settings in here, but you go to object snap, and then these things that are clicked will be snapping points, okay? And you can turn the object snap on and off using F3. So we have, if we don't have the midpoint selected and I go OK, then the green triangle when I go near the midpoint doesn't happen, only the end points happen. If I go down to here and I go snap settings again, I go to object snap, if I turn off endpoint, it no longer wants to snap on the end point, okay? It only wants to snap on these perpendicular edges. So I go back to snap settings, object snap, I turn on endpoint and midpoint again, I go OK, and then I select my circle, and I make the center of the circle here, and because the key holder is 25 millimeters high, the rectangle is 25 millimeters high. If I type 12.5 for the radius here, I'll get a circle that touches that corner exactly. And I want to do one for the other end, so I go circle, I'll snap to that midpoint, I'll drag it out, and I'll go 12.5, enter, and I get the circles that I need. Now I also want to draw two 5 millimeter diameter circles that are going to be for the bolts. So I click on circle, choose my midpoint again. 5 millimeters diameter is 2.5 radius. Same thing again here. Click circle, click on here and go 2.5, enter. Alright, so now it's starting to look more like the key holder. So I might just do a save. Okay, now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these half of the circle. Delete them. Now I'm going to use the trim tool. Now the trim tool is very, very useful. What you do is you do this in two stages. The first thing is, here it says select objects. These are the objects that will be doing the trimming. So they don't get altered, it turns those objects into like knives. So I press and click the rectangle object. Now I press enter. Now it's asking me which things I want to trim. So, and as I hover over these things, if I click on them, they disappear. If the things that change colour, then they'll disappear. To get out of that tool, I press escape, and now I want to use these curves as trimming tools to trim the vertical line. So I go back to trim, select the two curves, press enter. Now I can trim my two lines. Okay, and then I press escape. Now I've got a key holder. Now I want to make two copies of this, so I go to copy up here, and I drag out and select all those objects. Now once they're selected, then I press enter. Now I have to specify the base point. Now the base point is really just where you pick something up from. Like you need to know about the base point because the rotate, the mirror, scale, they all use the base point. But really all it's doing is asking you to specify somewhere to pick it up from. So now I've clicked on that point, it means I'm picking it up from that point, and that point will be the snapping tool. So that will snap to different objects, okay? So I click on here. I could add another one if I wanted, but I only want two, so I press escape, and then I've got my two key holders. So I'll go save. Now you can decorate your key holder. Everything's going to be on the same layer because I'm not engraving this one, but if you wanted to put some text on here and engrave the text, then that would have to go on a separate layer. So maybe something like this. Now I use the multi-line text if I want to put text on. So I specify the corner of the text like this, and then I double click in here to type the text. I'll call this Mr. Vickers. Okay, and I can change the size of it here. That changes the size. So let's see what it looks like. I press enter. Sorry. I just click here. Oh, it's a bit small. So I can go in, I can double click it again, and then I can change the size here. I just edit here. This is in millimeters. So I'll put 10 millimeters. Enter. But I didn't highlight my text there, so now I have to highlight it first and then put 10 and then enter, and now it's a bit big, so I'll call it, I might make that 5, enter. Now that's a bit more like it. Now I can click here, and now I've got that ready to engrave, but I don't want the Mr. Vickers cut out, I want it to be engraved, so I might add a couple of circles for like water bubbles or something, just for a bit of fun. Oh, that's no good. Click on it and press backspace to delete it, or delete. No, it doesn't want to delete. There we go, press delete. I might get rid of that. Press delete, get rid of that. So this needs to go on an engrave layer. So we do our thing as like we did before. We'll get our layers, we click on layer properties. We'll drag this window by the edge somewhere handy. And I'm going to add two layers. I'm going to add a layer called engrave. I'm going to add a layer called cut. And I'm going to change them so the cut layer is red and the engrave layer is green. Okay. Now I need to change the properties of these objects, so I click on, I need to get my properties up, so I can go view, properties, and I get my properties window. So if I highlight this text, that's M text, so it's an M text object. I want to put it on the layer engrave, and I want to put all the other objects on the cut layer. But what could be easier, what I'm going to do, which is going to be a bit easier than that, I'm going to just highlight all the objects, I can't go down there because this is in the way, over there. I'm going to highlight all the objects, and I'm going to, here it says layer varies now, and I'm going to click on here and make those on the cut layer, press escape, and then this one I'm just going to put on the engrave layer. That was easier. Okay, now I can always close these windows up if I want. So now I've got a design that will cut all the red layers, the red lines, and engrave all the green. So I go save, I'll save that design, and then it's done. Okay,